Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Just wanted to give everyone a kind of synopsis of Attack on Titan stuff, news that we've gotten like in the last months or so. So yeah, we'll kind of break it down, go from like the first thing we heard, which was attuned, which isn't really an Attack on Titan thing, but it's where it starts, so we're gonna call it an Attack on Titan thing. And then we're gonna go all the way up to, as of yesterday or today, in about like 10 minutes, they're gonna post new cards. So we'll try to get done in about 10 minutes. So yeah, so we can go over the new cards. But anywho, yeah, again, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I stream on Twitch every now and then to play the game, but I do stream Final Fantasy 14 and Brody1 on Twitch, twitch.tv Brody1, whatever, yeah. So yeah, so basically the gist is we're starting with attuned. There's going to be a new way to build our decks. Basically, they're going to now attuned symbols have the square shape now instead of the circle shape. So that means that if your character has, let's take Toga 3 for instance, Chaos, Death, and I can't think of the last one. Oh boy, I'm bad. Life. You can, if your deck is built off of Death, you can slot in Chaos and Life attuned cards. Only those types attuned. Only those attuned cards can go in. Death cards, if they have the attuned symbol, the Death attune symbol, it's still a Death deck, so it's not like you're attuning Death cards into a Death deck. So they're still considered the same symbol, so you can have an entire deck of one symbol and still play those Death attuned cards in a Death deck. This actually leads to some pretty cool interactions with some characters. Namely, I'm going to name Toga 3 again because she's life. So like, I have a Chaos Toga build that's going to be a deck profile coming up on the channel, I think as of Friday next week, or Wednesday, I don't remember which day it is, but it's Chaos, so I could slot in Death attuned cards and Life attuned cards to shore up my, I guess, weak points, or maybe there's like staple cards on those symbols that are really, really good and they mesh well with my Chaos build. So yeah, that's pretty neat. I think this is probably the best change. Now we don't know if going forward if everything is going to have attuned cards. Are probably safe to assume that all Attack on Titan products will have all attuned cards, just by the way we've seen the cards kind of roll out, how all the support cards have one symbol and the characters have two symbols, which we'll get into in a little bit. But yeah, this is probably the best change in my opinion. In the article, they go further down just at saying what attuned is, but it actually just adds another layer of deck building, like prowess / skill, I guess. But it will lead to a weird, this is the best card on Death, so we're gonna play it. If our character has Death, we're playing this staple card. Like, if I could play Toga and then say Battle Aura Release, it has attuned on it, I would slot Battle Aura Release in. That's a free draw card and 8 damage, you know? So, it could lead to a weird interaction where there's just like a bunch of staples and then people are just playing certain characters to play all of the staple cards. So it could also kind of backfire in the long run, but I'm interested to see where it goes. This is my favorite change so far, if you want to call it a change. Next is Blitz. Blitz is a timing keyword. So just to let you know where it goes, so you play the attack, you have responses, and then you have blitz abilities, and then you have the enhances. Blitz is most likely going to be an aggressive keyword because Blitz itself in its own word is aggressive. So it's kind of replacing those enhances where I'm always going to hit this button, right? Like anytime I play this card, I'm going to hit this button all the time. So why do we have to have it in the enhance step where we can just say Blitz, do it? Don't know. I think this is a neat change. It's cool because like it's gonna leave for another like level of interaction, or just ways to play the game. Like your Blitz abilities are gonna be really good, so you're gonna want to play them. But again, it's just they're optional, so you don't have to use them. It doesn't prevent the rest of your attack from taking place. If it has 2 Blitz abilities, you can use them in any order you want, but a blitz is a single use unless otherwise stated. So we may have multiple blitz cards. We will still have keyword abilities like powerful EX that you still use the enhanced step, but it looks like that on Attack on Titan cards, the majority of the attacks have responses and blitzes, and then your foundations are gonna have like all your enhances. They say it's to, like, I guess I should have prefaced this whole thing with like there was like a 4-article lead up to this with Bill Stark and the team just discussing mental load and how hard it is for people to keep track of a million different things. But that also comes with skill and time. So like sometimes it's just even like the most seasoned veterans miss stuff. It's not just new players, but so this is a neat change. I'm interested to see where this leads. It does still spark this Berserker Barrage Wolverine move from Marvel vs. Capcom, stuff like that. I just hear it in my brain anytime I hear Blitz. But yeah, this is my second favorite one. Next is Ruin. Basically, it's Ruin X. So Ruin's a new keyword ability that's going to have like Ruin 1, Ruin 2. What it does is, it says Ruin's an instruction that means your rival must sacrifice X face-down foundations or as many as possible until they have fewer face-down foundations than the value of X. So if you ruin 1, they destroy 1. If you ruin 2, they only have 1, they destroy 1. It's kind of neat because it's kind of like the Titans smashing through buildings. Like I wouldn't be like if Godzilla was made after Attack on Titan, we'd probably have this. It says it's to prevent like deadlock stuff. Like it's supposed to make the stage more manageable and all this, but like it does lead into some times where like what happens if my opponent never flips anything or they destroy their own stuff? Then Ruins is a dead keyword, which is fine. It's whatever. And then we got Sacrifice. Sacrifice means that you just choose the foundations to destroy. So Sacrifice is when something goes to the discard because the owner selected it. Destroy is when something goes to the discard because it was targeted by a card or ability. So it's just kind of like that change on the discard momentum. We have spending momentum now and clearing cards out of the card pool instead of discard meaning like 4 different things. So it's just more rules cleanup and a little more terminology that makes it a little easier for newer players. Oh boy, and I'm kind of running through this faster than I thought I would. Backups. Okay, so backups is a new card type. It's kind of, they call it a new permanent type of card. So they're kind of like assets with health. They're played during the combat phase. They get built into the stage during the end phase. But you can't use them to pass checks like assets. Assets are also the same thing. You can only use foundations in your character card to, unless otherwise stated, to pass foundations. Pass checks. They do have like a stamina gauge. Once it's gone, you place it in a discard pile. So how does a backup lose? So you can attack backups. So you can have backups can be targeted by attacks, and then also a backup can have abilities. They have abilities that you pay stamina for. So it's not hard. So when playing an attack, you have to actually declare if you're attacking a rival's backup or a rival's character. I don't remember if it says that you can block for them or not. Okay, yeah. So your backup is tough enough on its own to fight on its own, so you won't be able to block. So it's a free hit. They haven't just said if attacking a backup gives you momentum, or if other effects like Mina 2 or a couple of Mina 3's cards that state, hey, or even Moonfish's card, where if it does 3 or less, you can ping them for 1. So if you can just hit your backup and then ping your rival, I'm never playing a backup again. But we did see, like this dropped on Wednesday, this next article that talks about transform and shift cards. These backups are actually worth playing. Called Transform and Shift. We're going into double-sided cards now, kids, which is kind of cool. I think they're neat. I used to play Dragon Ball Super, which had double-sided cards. They're all like a few of the old Score Z cards had trifolds, like you folded them out, which was kind of annoying, but they were still really cool. It was a really neat thing to do. So it's going to have double-sided cards. It's going to let us showcase entirely new design concepts that better represent the worlds of the games we visit in the game. Double-sided cards different ways. It's like the dual nature of a character or a progression from one state to another. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. And then it goes into saying transform. Double-sided cards have an ability that transform to transformer cards to change it to the opposite sides. Cards that can transform a default state being the face of the card for rules and gameplay purposes. But then if it changes when it is transformed, you flip it over. Note that flipping is a separate mechanic from transforming a card. The conditions that cause a card to transform are laid out on each double-sided cards. Many mechanics within the transform will have a new keyword ability that impacts how they play, which brings us to our new next mechanic, shift. Coming in August, the new keyword called shift. Cards with shift have the continuous ability. As this card clears from your card pool during your end phase, you may build a transform opposite side up. As a keyword, shift helps players identify which cards are associated with this particular transform ability. It's a may ability, so you don't have to choose to do it. If you opt to not transform your cards, you may add the shift attack to your momentum, because I believe they're going to be mostly attacks by that wording. You'll see shift on brand new cycles of cards that transform into backups. These exciting cards allow player to play both. It's 5 o'clock, so let's see if they dropped a new article before we go into some of the cards. Well, we got what's coming in the second half, so maybe it's just the cards. So we'll check out. Let's check out the. Let's see if we can find them faster. Could go in here. Woo! Double-sided cards. Okay, so here's the first character they showed today. Is Rhina, Armor Titan. So he has R once per turn. After you sacrifice one or more foundations, build one of them face down, committed, which is kind of cool because it's like a freebie. And then if a player has 9 or more foundations, transform Rhina Braun. So what's kind of crappy is that your opponent can get to 9, and then you're forced to build into it, transform, I guess, into the Armor Titan here. What's really sick is that they've inverted the symbols. That Chaos symbol looks so good. The Death symbol looks so sick. Why can't we have these be our normal symbols? They look so good. And I don't know if it's just okay. So these Survey Core, Silver Core Titan, looks like their health doesn't change and their hand size doesn't change on these guys. But he has an ability, he has a static. After this character transforms into Rhina Armor Titan, your level flips 4 foundations. So that's pretty cool. Your attack gets +2 damage. You may commit or sacrifice 1 foundation. If you do, ruin 1. That's kind of nice. Commit, spend 1 momentum, reduce attack's damage to 1. That's neat. What's his attack? So he gets +1, -1 if you sacrifice a foundation. If you do this attack gets +2 or -2 damage. It said. I think Rhina by himself, like his human form, so like almost better, right? Because you can just get a free +2 once per turn. That's pretty good. And then here's the we got this Smiling Titan, which was a bigger backup, which they got. Okay, so these are the transform cards, the shift cards. Jaw Titan attacks. It transforms into the Jaw Giant, so the Jaw Titan. So they have a blitz ability, you gain 2 health, but after you clears from your card pool, you get this cool backup that says, hey, you don't get to gain anything, and you can't gain turn. And then we got Female Titan, which is awesome. Blitz, draw card, ready a backup, sure. It's a cantrip card. This card's going to be a staple in like almost every deck. And then she has a really cool lose 4 stamina, mill 2, choose a punch or kick in your discard pile, add it to your hand. That's pretty good. And then we got this giant throw, the Colossal Titan, and then this Attack Titan thing just gets to loop itself because you get to lose 4 stamina. Then as your next form, sure, you play this as 5, and then you play it as a 5, and then it returns back. You just flip-flop it back and forth. Armored Titan gets to build himself, and then we got Titan Large, and then we end up getting Crystal Lens too. So it's really interesting, like how they're kind of changing the game. Like they're, it's not like they're changing the game permanently. It's like they're trying this new stuff out, and I can't fault them for it. So, but yeah, that's all of the news on Attack on Titan up to July 5th. I don't have Twitter or Facebook, so I can't pull up the new cards that are out today. They dropped. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So stay tuned for more Universus games stuff, news, and deck profiles. We got the Toga deck profile coming out, I think, on Wednesday. And then we got the St. Louis Regional that weekend, and then I'll be doing a recap when I come back, and then we'll be getting into like more Attack on Titan stuff. So hope to see you in the next video. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, and until then, take care.